Okay, good morning everyone. Now let's continue our lesson into chapter 9, lesson 3, rapid repeated integration by parts. You can open your book, page 438, page 438. Okay, now I'm gonna review first about integration by parts. Remember the formula is integral of u times dv is equal to u times v minus integral v times du. Yeah, remember. And the table, the guidance to determine the UNDV, the highest level is a logarithmic function and inverse trigonometry function. And then the second level is polynomial. And then the next level is, the lowest is exponential function or trigonometric function. Okay, the higher it is, it becomes more u. The lower it is, it becomes more dv. And also the book tells you another criteria that dv should be something that you can integrate, and u should be something that gets simpler when you differentiate. Yeah, I hope you still remember. I hope you understand about this. Now, sometimes you need to do several times of integration by parts to solve the problem. Like for example, the second example that I gave yesterday, which is x squared times cosine for x dx. If you look at your notebook, or also you can look at your book page 438, there are two steps. There are two integration by parts needs to be done to completely solve this integration. Yeah. Now there is a method, there is a way that you can use to solve this rapidly, so faster. So I'm gonna teach you how to do it now. So first, by making a table of two columns, which is u and dv, and then again there are product of two functions. There are two functions being multiplied here, right? And the way to determine the u and the dv is still following the principle that I taught on the previous lesson. So x squared is polynomial, cos 4x is trigonometry, so we put x squared on the u and cos 4x in the dv. Yeah. And then because we usually derive the u, so we will keep deriving it until we get 0, until we get it 0. Yeah. And then for the dv, usually we integrate it, so let's integrate it. So it becomes 1 over 4 sine 4x, and then negative 1 over 16 cos 4x, and then negative 1 over 64 sine 4x. Like I said, we can ignore the plus c, because the plus c we just need it later at the end. Okay. Now here is how this method works. So when you have, after you create this table, so you stop when the u is equal to 0, yeah? Then you need to do a cross multiply like this. And the sign is changing, positive, negative, positive. Yeah. So if there is another, then this will be negative. But because we stop at 0, so there is, this one is not necessary. Yeah, we will erase it. Okay. And then what? And then we multiply the product together. We multiply the two functions together when it's cross multiplied. Yeah. So basically, because it's positive, so we start with positive. So it's 1 over 4 x squared sine 4x. And then it's negative. Negative times negative is positive. 2x over 16 cos 4x. And then positive and negative. Negative 1 over 32 sine 4x. And if we simplify, 1 over 4x squared sine 4x plus x over 8, 1 over 8x, yeah, 1 over 8x cos 4x, and then minus 1 over 32 sine 4x plus c. And you should get the same result like the previous note. So that's how you do rapid repeated integration by parts. And it's really helpful if you need to do more than one time integration by part to solve your problem. Okay. So also to give you more knowledge about this, it also can be stopped at this line. At this line. So I will recreate the table so it's easier to be seen. So u dv x square 2x and then 2, and then here is cosine 4x, 1 over 4 sine 4x, and then negative 1 over 16 cos 4x. So also, if you don't want to really solve all the integral, you can stop at a certain step. And the step plus, minus, and if we stop here, then after positive is, after this is already positive, negative, so this will be positive. Yeah. So also you can write it as it's equal to, the first two is the same, so 1 over 4x squared sine 4x plus 1 over 8x cos 4x. Now, because we stop at the same position, at the same horizontal position, so the integral will still be applied. So plus, because it's plus, so integral of, and then the multiplication, 1 over 8 cosine 4x, don't forget the dx. Yeah, so if you want to stop, it's also fine. And I believe that the result will be the same. If you solve this manually, then this will be negative 1 over 32 sine 4x, right? So it's basically the same. It's basically the same. Okay. So that's how you use the table for rapid repeated integration by parts. Okay. Now I want to teach you two variations that can be done, that the integration problem can be done by integration by parts. Yeah. The first variation is when they are on the same level. Like for example, exponential and trigonometric function. Like example 1 on your book, page 439. So integral of e power of 6x times cosine 4x dx. Okay. Now the book. So if this is the case, then actually it doesn't matter which one you choose as the u and which one you choose as the dv. It's gonna be the same. So your book choose the u as the e power of 6x and the dv as cos 4x. So just for variation, I will choose a different way. Yeah, I will choose different way. But actually, before that, I want to do it with the manual method first, before I show you how to do it with the table. So if the u is equal to cosine 4x, so the du will be equal to 1 over 4, negative 4 sine 4x dx, yeah. And if the dv is equal to e power of 6x dx, then the v is equal to 1 over 6 e power of 6x. Okay. So the first u times v will be cos 4x times 1 over 6 e power of 6x, yeah, u times v minus integral v du negative 4 sine 4x dx. Yeah. Okay. So if I simplify a bit, so it's going to be 1 over 6 e power of 6x cos 4x plus 2 over 3, yeah, plus 2 over 3 integral of e power of 6x times sine 4x dx. Now you get another integration that you cannot solve, and look, it's pretty similar. It's neither more complex or more simpler. It's neither more complex or simpler. So it's still trigonometry times exponential. So let's do it one more time, but we need to do it constantly. So let's say that a is equal to the trigonometric function. So the a equals to 4 cosine 4x dx, and the b is equal to e power of 6x dx. So the b is equal to 1 over 6 e power 6x. Okay, so it's equal to 1 over 6 e power 6x cosine 4x plus 2 over 3, and then what we have here is a times b, 1 over 6 e power 6x times sine 4x, a times b, minus integral of b dA, so 1 over 6 e power 6x times 4 cosine 4x dx. Yeah. Okay. I hope you follow. So if we simplify, then it's gonna be 1 over 6 e power of 6x. So let's skip this. E power of 6x cos 4x plus this is 1 over 9, yeah, 1 over 9 e power of 6x sine 4x, and then this is 2 over 3, 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 minus, I will put it here, minus 4 over 9 integral of e power of 6x times cosine 4x dx. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now realize that actually you get the same integration here with the one that's on the original problem with a certain coefficient. So it's the same. It's integral of e power of 6x times cosine 4x dx, right? So stop here. What we need to do is to isolate the one that we want to find. So let's say that this is P. So this is also P, right? So actually we have the P is equal to 1 over 6 e power of 6x cos 4x plus 1 over 9 e power of 6x sine 4x minus 4 over 9p, right? It's the same. So what we need to do is we need to plus 4 over 9p both sides. So we have 13 over 9p is equal to 1 over 6 e power of 6x cosine 4x plus 1 over 9 e power of 6x sine 4x. And then we just need to multiply by 9 over 13 both sides. So we get p is equal to 9 over 13 so it's 3 over 26 e power of 6x cos 4x plus 1 over 13, ya, e power of 6x sine 4x. Don't forget plus. So this is the result of the integral. And is it the same? Yeah, it's the same with your book, with the book. Okay, so this is one variation. And if you want to see how to do it by the table, you can look at your book. Okay. So another variation is also, you can look at the example 3. Example 3 is integral of x cubed times e power of x squared dx. Now, if you look at it clearly, that it's obvious that x cubed is on the higher level and e power of x squared is the lower level, right? Because it's polynomial compared to the exponential. But also realize that if you make the dv as e power of x squared dx, it's not that easy to be integrated, right? It's not easy to be integrated. Even it's really hard to integrate e power of x squared only. So another combination, another variation that can be done is also you can take several parts of the polynomial to be combined to the dv. So instead of e power of x squared, if I make the dv is equal to x times e power of x squared dx, then actually it's easy to integrate it, right? Because if we use algebraic substitution method, that it's actually, let's do it here. So integral of x times e power of x squared dx. So if the, let's say p lah, so it's not, I will use u later. P equal to x squared. So dp is equal to 2x dx, right? So basically this is equal to integral of x times e power of p dp over 2x. Cancel, cancel. So this is basically half e power of p. Yeah. So in this case, the phi is actually equal to half e power of x squared. So because we already take x times e power of x squared on from here, so the rest of the factor is actually only x squared, yeah. So I will use u equal to x squared because then I will have the same problem with u times dv because the formula is u times dv, right? So x squared times times e power of x squared is actually x cubed times e power of x squared. The same with the original. So du is equal to 2x dx. Yeah. So this will be u times phi. So u times phi is actually half x squared times e power of x squared. Okay, minus integral phi du. So half e power of x squared times 2x dx. So it's equal to half x squared e power of x squared minus integral of x times e power of x squared dx. And apparently we have it here already. Yeah, we have it here already. So it's equal to half x squared e power of x squared minus half e power of x squared plus c. So that's another combination that can be done. That's another variation that can be done when you are using integration by parts. And again, this is the first example when the previous method, which is algebraic substitution method, is combined with integration by parts. And of course, it's possible. Later on, when you learn about another method, then of course, these first two methods might be included to solve using the method, more advanced method. Yeah, that's why I told you, I need you to master it, really master it, so you are not having difficulties when you learn the more advanced technique to do integration. Okay, so that's all for this lesson. I hope you understand, and this is another way. So this is basically still the same with the previous lesson. It's basically about integration by parts. But I hope now that you learn a method, a way how to do it quickly. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. See you on the next lesson.